Welcome back, everybody. Happy New Year. Feliz Años Nuevo. It's your boy. It's Matt. Welcome to my abode. Here's another video for you. Listen, I like to be a man of average knowledge in a lot of areas. You know, one might say, jack of all trades, master of none. There's one thing particularly, one area that I have not mastered whatsoever, and that is cars. Do I spend money when I could fix it myself? Yes. Do I hire a mechanic or drop it off at a car repair shop because I don't know what to do? Yes. But we all have our price point. We all have our, utility of comfort value. Anyway, today we're going to get into it. We're going to get into a video. It's called, let's see what we got here. 6 rules that will make your car last 300,000 miles. A parts guide maintenance schedule. You have a drink? You got your snack? It's early morning here, so I don't have a drink or snack yet. I just had a bagel for breakfast. But don't worry about it. I'll wait. You got your snack? You got your drink? Pause and come back. I'll wait. Don't worry about it. You got it? All right, let's get into it then, folks.
Most people think cars wear out at 150,000 miles. They don't. I'm telling you this as somebody that works behind a parts counter every day. Cars die because people don't know how to take care of them. So I'm going to give you my 6 rules, the same advice I give my best friend or my own family. If you want your car to last 200...
You saying I'm family dog? You say you're telling me because I'm family dog. I appreciate you.
150,000 to 300,000 miles without turning into a nightmare. No gimmicks, no dealership upsells. This is the real way to maintain your car long term. Let's dive in. Rule number 1, use high quality synthetic oil and change it based on how you drive. Oil creates the film of protection between metal parts. When that film breaks down, so does your engine. Let me make my stance crystal clear. Always run high quality full synthetic and a high quality oil filter. Period. I'm not telling you to run the most expensive boutique oil on earth, but the difference between cheap conventional oil and a good synthetic is night and day. So why does synthetic matter? First off, it resists heat much better. It oxidizes slower, it keeps viscosity stable longer, and it holds up under stop and go and short trip abuse. It prevents sludge, it protects better during cold starts, and modern engines are built around synthetic oil. It's not optional anymore. Not if you want to go 300,000 miles. So how often should you change it?
I want to go 300,000 miles.
How you drive. So here's my...
I want to go 300 miles. So I do that already. I already have high synthetic oil.
Internal guide. Short trips and lots of idling, hot climate, every 3,000 to 4,000 miles. Mixed city and highway driving, every 5,000 miles. And if you're using cheap oil and filter, 3,000 miles max, no exceptions. And use a good filter every time. Cheap filters collapse early and put garbage back into your engine. And yeah, some synthetics can go longer, but I'm giving you the bulletproof schedule that accounts for real world abuse. So why, you ask? Because oil breaks down from heat, moisture, and fuel dilution. In Florida here, heat alone kills oil faster. So short trips never let the oil get hot enough to burn off moisture. That moisture mixes with acids attack bearings.
Give it a second. Can we peep this guy? Can we peep this guy's mouse right here? It is Iron Man.
And that's how engines die early. Lack of maintenance. Rule number 2, replace your engine air filter frequently. You can't hit 300,000 if your engine can't breathe. Your engine is basically an air pump. Whether it runs clean or dirty depends on your air filter. So my rule is replace your engine air filter every other oil change, or every oil change if you're in dirty or hot environments. People underestimate how quickly these can clog, especially in Florida, dusty areas, or heavy traffic. And why does this
Hey, that's where I live.
matter? A restricted air filter can create rich fuel trims, more carbon buildup, hotter combustion, poor miles per gallon, and more stress on piston, rings, and catalytic converter. A dirty air filter doesn't just affect power, it affects engine temperature and long-term wear. So clean air equals a clean burn and a longer engine life. Rule number 3, use top-tier fuel. It's cheap insurance. You don't need race gas and you don't need additives every tank, but you do need decent fuel. So my rule is always use top-tier gas. Always. Gas stations like Shell, Exxon, Mobil, Chevron, BP, even Costco all carry top tier fuel. And why does top tier matter? Top tier fuel has higher detergent levels that keep injectors spraying correctly, prevents carbon buildup, reduce misfires, lowers combustion temps.
I'm cooked. I go to the cheapest gas station. I look on my phone. I pull my phone out. I say, please show me cheap gas in my area. And that's where I go to. Man, I'll go out of my way to get cheap gas. That's just me, though.
Extend catalytic converter life. So with top tier fuel, you're cleaning your system every mile you drive down the road. And here's the part that nobody talks about. Dirty injectors spray fuel like a garden hose, not a fine mist. You end up with lean cylinders, incomplete combustion, and more heat. Heat and carbon means engine death. Okay, and I'm gonna give you a bonus rule here. This one saves more in fuel pumps than anything else I've ever told. The rule, never let your tank go below a quarter of a tank. And why does it matter? Because fuel cools the pump. Fuel lubricates the pump. And low fuel equals high pump temperature. Hot pumps die early. It's a little rule with
I
huge
do high
impact.
pumps.
Rule number 4, use a
I do high pumps. No pause on that.
PEA-based fuel injector cleaner every 5,000 to 7,000 miles. I personally use it every oil change. So what is PEA? PEA is polyethylamine. It's an active ingredient that actually removes carbon deposits from injectors, not just prevents them. Cheap additives are mostly alcohol. They can't clean what's already baked on. PEA dissolves hard carbon and restores a spray pattern your injectors are supposed to have. And why does it matter? Injectors slowly lose their spray pattern. Instead of a mist, they start dripping. This causes uneven combustion, hot spots in the cylinder, more carbon, misfires, and poor miles per gallon. You keep your fuel system healthy, you burn clean, and your engine temps stay stable. So top tier fuel, never go.
Some of y'all like to burn clean too much. You need to find Jesus. You need to go to church. You need prayer. Stop burning clean.
Below a quarter of a tank, and a PEA-based cleaner like Amsoil PI or Royal Purple Max Clean, and you'll keep your system happy long term. Rule number 5, change your transmission fluid before it acts up. Transmissions don't just go. They fail because the fluid was never changed. So my rule for normal driving, every 50 to 60,000 miles. If you have heavy city driving, towing, short trips, deliveries, Uber, I'd bump that down to 30 to 40,000. And why does that matter? Because ATF breaks down. It breaks down from heat, shear, oxidation.
Break it down. Break it down.
And when it breaks down, it forms varnish that sticks to solenoids, burns clutch packs, causes slipping, creates harsh shifts, and by the time you feel the problem, the damage is already done.
Dang.
Fresh fluid is cheap. Rebuilds are not. And rule number 6, change your coolant every 3 to 5 years. Never believe the 100,000 or lifetime claims. This one makes me crazy. Manufacturers love telling people coolant is lifetime or 100,000 miles. I've never seen coolant last 100,000 miles without causing some kind of damage. So my rule, flush the coolant every 3 to 5 years. And why does it matter? Because coolant breaks down long before it looks bad. Here's what actually happens. Additives get depleted, corrosion starts forming in the radiator, pH changes, attacks aluminum, and heat transfer just gets worse. One overheating episode could shape.
Bro, speaking of coolant, my wife and I just went to Pennsylvania to see my grandparents, and I get a rental car. Bro, I'm like halfway into the drive from Philadelphia International Airport to my grandparents' house. And I'm halfway there. They're like 45 minutes away. And then the car just goes, wah, 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 wah. It's red. It's like engine overheating. I'm like, yo, what is going on here? Like, it's a rental. This thing should have been addressed. So we call the rental company, and they're like, hey, oops, our bad. We thought we serviced it before we gave it to you. And they're like, where you at? I'm like, well, I'm almost to my grandparents' house. They're like, why don't you drive back? And I'm like, the car's overheating. What do you want me to do? So luckily my wife had some water in her water bottle. And as somebody who's been highly experienced with a 2001 Dodge Intrepid that would always overheat, I would carry like a whole office gallon of water in the back of my car. And I'll just pour that into the coolant place. I just poured some water in, it cooled down for a bit. I was able to get to my grandparents' house. And then, the rental company, I won't name them here because they fixed the problem. They dropped off a new car. They came and towed the car, dropped off a new car, and, it was all good. They refunded us for the one day that we didn't get to use the car. But still, like, you would think a rental car would make sure all their cars are. And the service thing, like, it's like one of the newer Nissans, I think. And like I said, service, last day, 1,300 days. I'm like, what is 1,300 days? Like, what is that, 3 years? This says like 1,376 days. Bro, that's like almost 4 years. What are we doing?
Tens of thousands of miles off an engine life. Multiple overheats? That's game over. Fresh coolant keeps engine temps stable, protects aluminum parts, and prevents slow death by heat. So these are my rules, not the dealership's rules and not owner's manual's rules. These are the rules I've learned from seeing what fails early.
Top tier fuel, never go below 1/4 tank, PEA, base cleaner, transmission fluid, and coolant flush.